Hi, everyone. My name is Faith Eason. My business is Focal Safety Management. I'm a safety enhancement specialist, and I work with businesses from a micro business to a business that might have up to 40 employees, actually 60 employees. Or otherwise, I do one-off projects for like large organizations. It could be, from safety management systems, updating them, developing them, designing them, customizing them. I'm an auditor. I'm a trainer, so I can help them in the different fields. I'm a return to work coordinator, so I can help them with injury claims and cases. So I'm able to help them in different ways. I'm also a blogger, so I do workplace blogs for different organizations as well. So today what I'm going to talk to you about is the importance of foundations, safety, setting up safety foundations. Often people will start a business and, safety is the last thing on the line, the last thing, they put it as it's not important. But safety is extremely important. If you don't set these foundations early, if you don't put safety there, you are actually putting your business at risk. The bigger your business grows, the bigger, the more established your business is, the bigger the financial growth of your business, the bigger the safety risk. What am I saying? There was a gentleman that really worked on his business. He was doing so well. He built his business so that his revenue was at 3 million. Once again, safety was put on the back burner. It was put in the too hard basket. As I said, after so many years of working tirelessly for hours and hours, he built this $3 million revenue business. And for the first time, he gets this serious incident in his workplace. It got him so despondent because obviously having no systems and processes in place, there was litigation. He was deemed negligent. And he couldn't recover from that. He just decided to throw in the towel. Okay, I'll just get back to being a very small business, no workers. So that is what happens. If you don't have systems and processes in place, you need to build as you're building your business, you need to also implement or manage the risk associated with that. If you're not managing the risk, then you're opening yourself up to loss. You don't know. Yes, a number of people maybe have got away with it for years and years and years and found that they had no issue. After years and years and years, and they got away with it, but not everyone is that lucky. And there's one example I use, is this woman who can be so admired because she was beyond her time. She had built a business over 40-something years. And it was a business that generally women would not venture to do that going back 40 odd years. She started a junkyard. And of course, safety wasn't a priority for her business. So she did very well. They said she could get just about, when you went to that junkyard, you could buy just about anything. From a truck to whatever, she had it there. But as I said, after the 40 odd years, what happened? I'll just take a drink of water if you don't mind. After 40 odd years, she had one serious injury or serious incident, and it was a fatality. With no systems in place, you know what happened? She was deemed negligent. She was one of the very first people to be jailed and penalized financially for negligence. So I suppose what I'm saying is that sometimes you can get away with it, but not always. Some are lucky, some are not. So like you might understand. So let me give you an example. How important it is to set those foundations. If you're looking at your business, you have a general idea of how you want the business to go and how big you want your business to be. You have some idea. So you really need to begin to think about it. And the good thing is that you can start with little things and build it up, but keep, I was talking in one of the videos, I was talking about continuous improvement. Because if you're a small business, there's an expectation that you're only going to have systems that are in line with the size of the business. If it's a low risk, you have low risk items that you manage. If it's high risk, then you need to have high risk processes in place to manage high risks associated with the business. They're not, work health and safety is not going to expect you to have industry standards when you're not that industry. If you're a small business and you need to have the processes to address the work activity within your business, the risk in line with your business. That's what it's asking you for, nothing more. So again, the portion of finances or the portion of work and systems and processes you need in place is matched to the size of your business. It's just like if you got a vehicle. If it's a hatchback, it's going to have a small wheel. If it's a four-wheel drive, it's going to have a big wheel. So if you look at the difference in price of a hatchback tire compared to a ute, a four-wheel drive tire, there's a big difference in price. So when somebody's buying that ute, when they buy that four-wheel drive, they're going to know that that tire is going to cost them $250. Whereas if you got a little hatchback, you know that tire is going to cost you $60. So you already know it when you start establishing it. So you need to make sure that you are willing to put that level of money to pay for that, to cover that cost. So this is what you should be doing. When you set up your business, while you're looking at resources and everything else, one of the things you have to put in place is you need to have finances to set up your work health and safety policies and procedures. In other words, to set up a safety management system to manage risk within your business. So to give you an example, if you know that your business is going to be, like for instance, when you're setting up your business, this business you're going to build is going to be a one-story building, a two-story building, a 10-story building. You know that that's what your business is going to be. You have to make sure you're putting down foundations to hold up that building. So if it's 2-story, if it's a 1-story, it wants 1-story foundation. If it's 2 stories, it needs to be 2. If it's 10 stories, that foundation needs to be able to hold up that 10 stories. It's no different. You're going to match that to what your business is about. And laying those foundations is really important. So let's talk about also laying other foundations. Imagine like now okay, you have a family. When do you start disciplining, setting examples, encouraging behaviors? When do you start doing those things for your children? It should start at birth. When they are little, you're already setting those foundations. This is what we do in this family. This is how we do it. If you're going to say, oh, well, when they become a certain age, then we will, we'll talk to them about manners. Then we will discipline them. Then we will do all these things. It's not going to help. And, there's many people that you have seen where they leave their children to run wild, and then the child goes to school and the child struggles because there's no discipline in the home. No discipline. They're allowed to run wild. When they go to school, they're required to be disciplined. So that what happens in the end, the child suffers. So it's no different in a business. If you don't lay the foundations early, this is my business. This is how it's going to go in my business. This is the requirement. If you don't lay those foundations early and you keep growing your business, 1 employee, 2 employees, and, so quick example is if you're saying to your employees, okay, we start work at 7 o'clock. And your employees are going to come in 7:30, 7:45, and you're not going to say to them, look, we said 7 o'clock. I want you here at 7. You're going to leave them to carry on coming in at any time. You're going to continue to build your business. So from 2 employees, you go to 4. From 4, you go to 6. From 6, you go to 8, and it goes on. Then you try and turn on and say, okay, I've had enough. They're not listening. I want them, I've got to put my foot down. Alongside all those coming late and you're not setting disciplines, those very workers realize that you're not serious about discipline. So they're going to do other things. They're going to go for long lunch, and they're not going to tell you they're not going to consider the timing. There's no discipline. They're going to go for long lunch. They're going to decide that, oh no, such and such is happening. I'll just ring in and tell my employee that I am sick, or the child is sick, or my husband's sick and I can't come in. I've recently known of something that's happened like that, where the employees just decided that something's more important than her workplace. Because you have to establish discipline from the word go. These are the requirements. People want boundaries. There's no boundaries. They'll do more than, it's not only going to be one thing that they're going to disobey or challenge you on. They're going to challenge you on many different aspects. Well, she doesn't really care, so I just won't go, or I won't do this, or oh, well, she doesn't really worry that I'm coming to work late. So my friend wants me to go shopping with her. So I'm going to go. I'm going to just have a long lunch. So it's important that from the word go, you have systems and processes in place. If you don't have systems and processes in place, and if you don't install them or have them in place early, and you continue to have new employees and keep putting new employees, in the end, to try and get them to follow is going to be a lot more different, really difficult. And some of them will never even change. They won't even try and follow through. So you have to set those systems and the processes first. From the word go, set the foundations. It can be one employee, 2 employees, discipline. You need to discipline them. In the same way with safety systems, you need to put it in place. Safety systems need to happen from the word go. If you're going to try and put safety systems in after you've got a few employees, it's going to be hard to get them to follow through with the safety processes. So setting those foundations is really important. And again, remember what you require of your business. You want your business to grow. You want your business to be established so that at the end of the day, when you're making that planning, you know that you want a business that is going to have 10 employees. You want a business that's going to do A, B, C, and D. So really begin to prepare to actually build on that, so that you're going to have that business that is going to be, it's going to have safety processes in place that's going to be able to mitigate risk, so that your business is not at risk. Because if it's at risk, it's going to stunt its growth, because every time you're going to be going backwards, because that any form of safety incidents or whatever might be, it might impact on productivity. It might impact on your financial, on your bottom line, because it comes at a financial cost. So foundations are extremely important. And as I said, think about the building. 10-story building needs a foundation that's going to hold up a 10-story building. So you got to be thinking at an early stage, what is my business going to be about? What processes and systems do I need in place? And the same thing, like as I say, if you're thinking of a family, you got to start disciplining the children at an early, because you're not only, if it comes to children, you're not only looking after yourself, you're looking after the children, because it's absolutely cruel. It's cruel in a way, because they will then go out into society, and because they're not disciplined, it's going to impact on them. It's going to impact on them, because society is not going to be able to accept their behavior. They're going to suffer as a result. And your business will suffer as a result if you don't have any processes and systems in place, and your staff won't be compliant, and it will be hard to just for them to change overnight. So setting the correct foundations to begin with is extremely important. So thank you for listening in. What I will do is I'll put, when I upload this video, I'm going to put information, and I'm going to include some information. So if you need to contact me for anything around safety, I'm a trainer, I'm an auditor. I develop systems and processes for organizations. I'm also a return to work coordinator, so I do injury, case and claims management. I also do ergonomics at the workstations. I'm a blogger as well. So there's various things around safety that I'm able to help clients with, even advisory, different advisory that I can do as well. So as I said, I'll put in that link. It's linked to my website. Click on that. And if you go to a contact form, you can actually complete the contact form. Let me know what subject you want to discuss in brief. And I'll be able to contact you and just help you out. I do give a 30-minute free consultation, and I'm quite happy to help you with that. So thank you for today. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.